Welcome to Eats, Beats, and Bar Seats, your ultimate nightlife navigator. Brought to you by drinkthedrink.com. Whether you're a weekend warrior, a city dweller, or a traveler looking for the perfect night out, we've got you covered. On this podcast, we dive deep into the best local spots for food, music, and unforgettable bar scenes.
Welcome to Eats, Beats, and Bar Seats, and I'm the host, Peter.
Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, welcome. Tell me about your concept. Tell me first where you're located. It's 874 Queen Street West, which is, I guess, between Spadina and Bathurst on the north side, right?
We are on Crawford and Queen.
Okay.
But still West Queen West. The concept is pretty simple. It's a cocktail bar based on fermentation with a very strong ethos on sustainability. But really, it's a place that wants to make people feel good.
Okay. So, quick question. So, are you community-based? Are you destination-based? What do you classify your bar, cocktail bar as?
Sometimes, it's so funny. You started with a way of thinking what this would be, but automatically changes because of nature. We started as a community base. I wanted just a very good local bar, good local cocktail bar. I thought that in Toronto, some bars that were more, smoke and mirrors. The actual quality behind the ingredient and the researching of ingredients wasn't as good. The technical skills of some of the bartenders, all the bars program, they were not up on the standards that I think are good. Obviously, I'm not judging. I'm just saying that that's what I thought. To do something different with my place on my own hours, and now it's different. Now it's a little bit more international. I would say that now as a destination point, we are busy, which is amazing because lots of people are not busy. So I tell my staff every single time to be very grateful.
So who's the mad scientist in the cocktails?
The others.
You're not a mad scientist, right? You're not.
No.
You're not cooking any of the leaves on the bar.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'll say I come up with ideas and I execute ideas. I have the luxury that I've been doing what I love for so long. I've been making cocktail program for now almost 15 years, and I have a little bit of experience. Sometimes you don't have to be so innovative when you have experience. One of my biggest hero in this industry is called Ago Perrone, and he's been in the industry for more than 25 years. And when I talk to him, every time he tells me very simple things. But simplicity and time, when the experience grows, it becomes another level of simplicity. What's simple for me maybe could be super innovative for a young bartender.
Yeah. So now let's get into the cocktails and the food. Let's talk about the food because we've been talking about cocktails. Tell me, we come into your place. Tell our listeners our viewers, what you are trying to do in your menu cuisine on your food.
So the menu cuisine is still very based on fermentation. There will be a lot of lacto-fermented sauces or made ketchup and all those kind of sort of things. But we also want to keep it very simple on, it's a cocktail bar, it's not a restaurant. So, apart probably a steak that we put on the menu is a picanha steak, very kind of Mexican style. Our sous chef is Mexican. There's also chicken karage, but it's a jerk chicken karage, so it's a mix between a Jamaican way of making chicken and, of course, the karage, which is a very Japanese. There's also the steak tartare, which is probably our best dish, to be honest, or at least on customers' experience talk. Which is, it's very well presented. There's an egg emulsification, so a sous vide yolk. There's a little lacto-fermented tartare sauce, which is a little bit spicy and, comes with the rice chicharrones, so at least, people that don't eat bread, they can still enjoy it. There's also burrata though, again, like for instance, the burrata is probably the best dish. We take a very simple and common ingredient, but we make pickled tomatoes, lacto-fermented celery. So we make a little bit more mother style. So I would say I also like to listen to my customers and guests. We have I think around 50-60% guests are Asians. So our food and drinks and it has to be kind of appealing to every single culture, but also the majority of the people that come down, they're from one race, and we got to make sure that they get what they want.
I'm coming to your place. First of all, tell me what I'm drinking. I am wide open. I'm mezcal all the way to tequila, all the way to vodka. Give me a whiskey bourbon. You give me what you guys do that's like a signature cocktail for your place. Mother.
So I always say that we define Mother Cocktail Bar in three simple drinks. One will be the Negroni. It's actually a barrel-aged Negroni, so we keep in a barrel up to 6 weeks, but before it goes to the barrel, we actually soft infusion with Colombian coffee that's toasted just for us from the Library Coffee, which is a coffee shop down the road. So we know the owners very well, and they slightly toast the beans just for this cocktail. The second will be the Pina Colada, because there's always a bit of a happiness in every single time you go into a cocktail bar. Sometimes you go to cocktail bar and they're boring, and there's nothing worse than that. Doesn't matter how good your drink is, I'm not having a good time. The third drink is probably called the Honey Plus. The Honey Plus has been mezcal, tequila, bipol, and fresh lemon juice. It's kind of a sour style. He pays the rent on his own. has been the most popular drink that I ever created, to be honest, which is crazy because there's actually a beautiful story about the drink that my wife, when I told her that I made a drink called honey, she was like, nobody will buy the drink called honey. And my answer was like, my love, do you know how many people love honey in the world? And she was like, I love honey. I was like, exactly. And to be honest, it's a good drink. So this is also another reflection. But we have other drinks that have been in the menus from pretty long. There's another great drink called Claire de Lune, which is being created by our previous ex-bartender. And the drink is basically inspired by music. So it looks like a key of a piano. With there's a little paste that we make an edible painting in there. There's Palo Santos, there's white chocolate, it's beautiful. I know this one is called Petrichor, and it's basically dedicated to a walk on a rainy day through Trinity Belwas Park. What else? Is another drink, actually, that's another huge seller called the Porcelain, which it was entitled to, we had a menu back in the days called First Memory of Flavors, and was basically dedicated to a Chinese candy.
So I was really asking more about the theme, not about the fact that it's because you're just on the outskirts of Chinatown. And what I was saying is I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the way that you present even your drinks. It didn't matter if it was Greek and you presented it in the Greek container that you would have wine and Greece, or in Italy,
yes,
like you get the biscotti with your coffee, or I just was enamored by the fact that you created the drink and then dressed the drink to match the culture, or to.
Not really. No. We created the drinks. Again, organically, we went to the more Japanese service styles. Also because drink-wise, one of my biggest hero is called Shingo Goken. And he owns 14 different bars in 4 different countries. I actually had the pleasure to meet him last week. And is a fantastic person. So and the bartenders, not just me, we go inspired by those people. There's also another fantastic bar called Handshake from Mexico, and I'm truly inspired by that drink program and what Eric is doing. Again, being Italian, I love Agostino and the way they do in a Connaught. So I don't think you do things because a certain people come into your bar. I think you organically mutate and change because you understand that those are the trends and the way that you want to follow the trends.
Okay. Getting close to the end of this, tell me, what do you do? Is there live entertainment? How do you create that atmosphere? Is there anything that's unique in there that you do? Tell me a little bit about Monday. You're open what days? Tuesday to Saturday, Sunday?
Yes, we close on Mondays. We have live music on Sundays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
Again, the reason why we do live music is because I am a musician. I play music. My father's a musician. I have a band with my daughter for the last 4 years. And I used to actually organize music events back in Manchester. So it's much easier for me to deal with something I'm very confident with instead of, do DJs and those kind of things, which is not me or is not what I can. Sometimes we do, actually, once a month, we do something called Sip and Spin. which is amazing. It's a local takeover of a bartender with a vinyl record player. And it's super cool and super fun. Feels like you're in New York. And that's all, you know, this is the 3 activation that we do. We might be going to start opening on Monday very soon, but it's not something that I can say at the moment, because we're going to create a really cool program for industry and all the time. You know, I think the most important thing when you put an activation on your own venue is something that, would you go to that? Would you tell people that it's happening, not just because you want to fill it up and make money, but actually because it's cool? I went yesterday to a fantastic event called Silent Room. And it's basically a jam session with these fantastic musicians that after they play for like half an hour, everybody could come in and just jam in with those guys. That's amazing. I would go there. Actually, I will go back.
I think everybody would go there. So, you know, your place seems to be a really cool place. I'm going to come frequent. I'm going to come enjoy it one time. I haven't stopped.
Please.
I will come for sure. Listen, thank you very, very much for presenting your information. I think it's wonderful. It's a highlight of the little places in Toronto that people don't even know exist. And that's the truth. People don't even know you exist. 20%
Good.
But 80% don't. So,
True story.
yeah, look forward to spreading the news and the gospel out there, and I look forward to coming in there and enjoying one of your cocktails.
Thank you so much for the invitation, okay? Have a great day.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.